Now, the pressure of work and New Year's resolutions, what's ahead of us in 2025, all starts to leave us feeling a bit drained in January, but it doesn't have to be that way. Cunard has done some research that tells us about the wellness wave. To tell us more, I'm joined now by TV neuroscientist Dr. Jack Lewis. Good afternoon, sir.
Hi Jason, how you doing?
All good here. I find you well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Good stuff. So, what is going on here? Because January is difficult at the best of times, isn't it?
It is. I mean, we all spend a few days, weeks if we're lucky, unwinding over the Christmas period, and then you come into the new year, and it can be tough to get your brain to switch back on.
Yeah, and with the fact that there is so much to come in the new year, the pressure, as we say, is there. Yeah, how do we improve things though? Because with ocean travel, they have this wellness wave. What's the story here?
Right, so this is fascinating bit of research that was commissioned by Cunard, the cruise company, and they have the world's only ocean liner. And they did an experiment where they took 40 of the passengers, they tested them all on day zero before they set off, and then tested them again 5 days later, and they found some really interesting results. So they did a whole battery of different cognitive tests, and on average, people's capabilities went up by 26%. They also took a load of measures of stress and found that people were much more relaxed. Their stress levels were reduced by 35% in terms of the physiological measurements that were taken. But in terms of the degree to which they felt less stressed, they perceived that they were more relaxed, that went up by 158%. So they felt 158% more relaxed, less stressed.
So more than effectively twice as relaxed, isn't it? Really?
Yes, sometimes those percentages read quite confusingly, don't they? That's more than two and a half times less stressed.
Yeah, because I mean, a 29% increase in memory recall is pretty much amazing, and that in itself is good going. But to actually feel that much more relaxed, and the improvement in their problem solving ability at 125% as well, that's huge. And,
Yeah.
and and all these things, it's taking the time away, it lets our minds work better.
Yeah, so I wouldn't have predicted that part, that cognitive performance improvement. I wouldn't necessarily have predicted because if you think of a holiday as being just an opportunity to unwind and de-stress and get some distance from real life and maybe just be a bit more in the moment, you would anticipate that people would feel more relaxed, not necessarily that their cognitive performance would improve. But if you think about what actually takes place on board this ocean liner, there's a very wide range of different activities available. You can go to a lecture, you can go to a theatrical production by the Royal Shakespeare Company, you can do an art class, you can go for a swim, relax and read in the library, play board game. Like there's so many different places you can go and explore, and there's so many different experiences that you can have that I think it's a very unique environment where you gradually over the course of the voyage become more and more relaxed, but at the same time, your mind is stimulated. So it kind of does this delicious combination of impacts on body and brain that leaves a person feeling much better off. And certainly a lot of the passengers had some quite transformative experiences in the sense that they're just, you know, it's so relaxing to be able to go up on deck 360. You've got the widest possible horizon, water all around you. It's just an extremely relaxing yet stimulating environment to be in.
It sounds absolutely phenomenal because I mean we are working, we're using our minds the whole time, but it does stimulate in a different way to the sort of things that we might do for pleasure. But still, we're not switching off. We're still challenging ourselves in this, but we're challenging ourselves to enjoy ourselves, and I think that's an amazing turnaround that we you've seen in this research. And a trip from Southampton to New York, literally a journey to re self discovery.
Absolutely. And if you add into the mix the fact that they do White Star service, it's like the absolute luxury of luxuries. Every need is catered for. The staff are incredibly friendly and helpful, and people, often feel like they can't remember the last time they felt so relaxed and pampered. Because it's just it's the absolute acme, it's the pinnacle of pampering.
It does sound like something the doctor might order. I should think you should be prescribing this if it were possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, wouldn't that be a great thing to write someone a prescription for a trip on the world's only ocean liner? That, Cunard have been going across the Atlantic for 180 years, taking people on these wonderful holidays. So they certainly know what they're doing.
Yeah, I love the concept that this can make such a huge difference. And the important thing is it doesn't require us to take, yeah, there's no drugs involved. Everything that's going on is entirely natural.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's harnessing something that runs very deep for humans. We have a natural affinity to water.
Hmm.
We like being in water, we like being on water, we like looking out across water. And there's definitely something to be said for, water as a let's say a visual phenomenon. When you look
Hmm.
at it, the waves undulating across it, the horizon stays pretty much where it is,
Yeah.
thanks to gravity. But the undulation of the water movements on top of the surface of the water, it's constantly changing. So it's never the same twice. It's always somewhat different, but it always stays within pretty much the same zone. So that kind of visual stimulus is something which is really calming. And also acoustically, like the sounds of the ocean,
Hmm.
the wind and the the wind whistling past you, the feeling of freshness, tactile sense of the wind on your face. We like being in the elements. We evolved, very much near water, pretty much always. We needed a source of water. We needed to be in it. The sea and ocean are full of good food, good brain food. Our brain is made out of very similar material to shellfish, for example. So there's a lot of evidence to suggest that we have a long history as a species of being in and out of the water, nearby to it. It gives us a sense of, it makes us feel good, but it also makes us feel calm.
Yeah, but even just the fresh air that's there. I mean, the ionization effect of the sun under the water, vaporizing it up, and just that little bit of sparkle in the air. And so that must be amazing when you're out at sea, and that is what's surrounding you all the time. There is nothing nasty coming from the land.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you can see like all around you. There's something nice about the sense of you can know that you're getting away from it all. But when all you can see in every direction is sea, you get that sense of it's just us on this amazing ship. Lots of other people going through a similar experience, slowly but surely over a period of several days, decompressing, opening their minds, broadening their horizons in terms of the stimulating activities they have to do. And you're much more likely to be able to keep in the moment, in the sense of a lot of our worries, a lot of our anxieties, that they're pretty much exclusively things that we're brooding over that happened in the past or things that might happen in the future that we're concerned about. But when you're so far away from everything, all of your needs are catered for in this location you find yourself on, it's the perfect way to just cast off the shackles, if you like, of the worries in life and really just be in the moment, enjoy the moment to moment experiences that you can have.
So where can we go to find out how we can find ourselves on the crest of this wellness wave?
Oh, beautifully put. So if you go to the Cunard website and then search for Wellness Wave, the whole report in great detail, you can look at exactly each of the cognitive tests and all of the sort of machinery, the devices that we use to reveal this data. It's all there at the touch of a button.
And I'm sure you'll be putting yourself down to do a lot more testing on everyone who ever goes on one of these liners in the future, yeah?
Funny you should say that. I'm hoping for a lecture tour. If I play my cards right, you never know.
Fingers crossed for you. It'll be do
Thanks,
you good at the
Jason.
same time as working. For now, TV neuroscientist Dr. Jack Lewis, thanks as ever for joining us.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Jason.